Hey y'all, welcome in. If you're new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you're returning, welcome back, squad. I'm here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here, we're also gender fluid. I may say you and I'm talking to them. I may say them, I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid, so I could be talking about the recent past, the present, or the future. Take the parts that resonate, leave everything else behind, and if you'd like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. All right, take two, guys. I noticed that as we are inching up towards the retrograde for Mercury, I noticed I've been having way more difficulties in trying to record videos. I tried to record yesterday, like for hours. I tried to record several times and the energy was really weird. The storylines were kind of all over the place. So I just said, you know what? Let me just stop and go focus on something else. This is take two. I already have the cards initially laid out. I'm using my double deck. I didn't open with oracles. I decided to just jump into the double deck and lay some cards and see what was going on. But let's talk about what I have out here. Let's talk about it. Now, what's funny is that the initial cards that came out were giving me the impression that somebody was initially very confused about why you may have elected to walk away. And I don't necessarily, my nose is starting to run. I don't necessarily want to point out like the players, because I kind of feel like I know what this is. Definitely could be your karmic ex. I do have counterparts out here. I do have counterparts out here. Actually, I have two sets of counterparts out here. Now that I'm looking at it. I have two sets of counterparts out here. So these, I could be talking about two different groups of people. I'm going to tell the story the way that I first saw it. Okay. So initially what I'm looking at is like somebody who's genuinely confused, not really clear about why you decided to finally give up on them. You know, you stop putting in effort, you stop giving. This person became devastated by that decision. Collective, you chose to focus on yourself. You chose to focus on your healing. I will say, even without looking, you know, going into all the other cards, like you left with good reason. You left with good reason. Okay. And I think for you, you may have had to learn how to I heard redefine, how to redefine what your wish fulfillment was. I talk about it a lot on the channel about like knowing what your 10 of cups entails. I know what my 10 of cups entails. I know what I think my ultimate happiness and emotional well-being, like I know what that all entails for me. What would need to, you know, what would be required. Like I have a little bullet list of all the things that I would need in place in order to determine what, you know, that 10 of cups would actually be. I think you've had to, somewhere along the line, you may have had to reevaluate what that was. Especially if it was with if a specific person may have been included in that. Okay. Now, I do feel like somebody wants to come towards you and approach you, but I feel like they want to approach you. They may not be really sure about how to do that. They may not have the means. They may not have the resources or the ability to travel or travel to you, especially if you're at a distance. I do get the impression that they would like to resolve some kind of issue, if there's some kind of drama between you, or if there's been some kind of conflict between you. I do feel like somebody wants to communicate to maybe squash the beef, if there is beef, like they want to squash it. Now, the other thing that I see here too, we could be talking about somebody who may have presented themselves as being a leader, strong-willed, right? But I feel like this person was living a double life. Somebody here is living a double life. Yes. Yes. Somebody here was living a double life. So whoever this person is, it may have been somebody that you've known for a really long time, 10 years or more. I do see where the relationship has come to an end, and you appear to be pretty unbothered. You appear to be pretty unbothered. I also feel like whoever this person is, they may have had you in competition with other people. This may have been somebody that they may have breadcrumbed you or whatever. They may have chosen someone else to pursue a long-term relationship. But this is a lot. Because the energy that I'm getting off of it, this masculine energy comes across as, because I'm telling you, as divine feminine, you come across as very, I heard the word assertive, but that wasn't really what I was thinking. You come across, you have a very, I want to say a strong personality, but confident, able-bodied, you know what I mean? Like skilled in whatever you do, you're able. But this person is kind of, I want to say they're kicking themselves, because I feel like they were afraid of getting really close to you. When I say close, I mean like in a vulnerable sense, because some men have a difficult time with vulnerability. I feel like this man may have been very afraid to pursue commitment with you, and so he may have chosen to juggle you. And as a result, you may have elected, because I think it's all connected. Like, he's confused as to why you stopped dealing with him. Never mind the fact that this man was out living his life and doing whatever he was doing. He was genuinely confused that all of a sudden it seemed like Collective no longer wanted to play the game anymore. You made an executive decision. You made a decision. And it's funny, because I feel like this person thinks that the decision that you made was unfair. They feel like it was unfair it's unfair to them. They feel like it was unfair that you chose to walk away, but you walked away because the relationship dynamic wasn't emotionally supportive. You weren't in an environment that offered or fostered the kind of unconditional love that you were looking for. This person had you in a competition. This person was never really loyal to you to begin with. And I feel like the moment that this person made a decision, yep, the moment that this person made a decision to play with you, they may have chosen, okay, it's almost like somebody who was afraid to get vulnerable and deep with you and then chose to engage with somebody who was a little bit more superficial, who gave off the appearance of being everything that they wanted, but she wasn't really that. This is a lot. This man's perception, I feel like, is all twisted up right now. All twisted up. I feel like they do want to come and heal the connection between you. But the way that I see it, it definitely looks like the relationship is like there is no relationship to return to. So even if somebody wanted to come back and apologize and all this other stuff, like it wouldn't matter. Because number one, an apology is not going to absolve their sins. Number two, an apology is not going to just wash away years of deceit and lies and games. I'm a little unsure about. Oh, that's connected to him. So he feels as though he made the wrong choice. But I think he also recognizes that the choices that he made, they were largely based on fear. It was fear. Yeah. And then he ended up connecting with somebody who wasn't necessarily in alignment with them. And he ended up with somebody who was a complete bitch. He ended up with somebody who was a complete bitch. And I think this whole line right here looks like if he married her, it feels like their relationship is just nothing but drama. It's nothing but drama. And it's weird because now here looks like the relation, she's married to a raving bitch. They argue all the time. It's just a lot of drama. He's got all these, he's carrying the load. Ugh, he's carrying the load. Now here it does look like this could be somebody, like this could be a divorce here. This totally could be a divorce. And this almost looks like, him coming out of one relationship and potentially wanting to come towards you. Like, but here's the thing, because the way that it looks like, it's like if they do try to come towards you, they may not have a lot to give or offer. They may come to you and they may not have nothing. Like if they got divorced, it almost feels just this section right here. If he got divorced from this person, she may have taken him to the cleaners. Yeah. So if she did, so if either one, so say if they did, if they chose, if there's a divorce here on the board, because I can see that here. If there had been a divorce that took place, I do get the impression that somebody wants to come. It's like wanting to come towards you. Like, okay, now that I got that over with, let me come back to the collective. But he also may be concerned that, like, I don't know. He might be worried that you might cuss him out or something. But the thing is, the way that I'm looking at it, he's not. He would be on the bottom half of the wheel. Like I said, not a whole lot to offer. Not a whole lot to offer. Eh, not a lot to offer. Yeah, it's almost like they made a mistake and they lied. They could have told lies. Like their life might have been just, yeah. They said he was very confused by the way that you just stopped dealing with it. Yeah, deeply. I said deeply emotional about the separation because they lost you, and now I feel like they're wanting to try to salvage whatever they may think is left. There's not a lot left here. Sorry. Yeah, I feel like they want to communicate with you some kind of way there. I think they're trying to figure out a way to like reach out to you. How do I communicate? Do I write them a letter? Do I call them? Do I send them a text? Do I show up? Don't show up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Came over. Listen. You detached. And the thing about it is you detached, but I feel like this person is, because this came out in the reverse, I feel like this person is deeply tied to your energy. They don't want to let it go. You're also being urged to make sure that you clear your space energetically. Spiritual baths, any type of self-care rituals that you may have. Now, this is interesting because I kind of get the feeling that this person doesn't even. It's like whoever you've become since you've departed, from this person, or since you walked away from the relationship. I feel like they don't even. They may even recognize that they don't even know who you are at this point. You're like a whole different person. Yeah, and you don't care. You don't care about them anymore. They're worried. They're worried about that. That the level of love that you may have had for them at one point, like it doesn't exist. You're not the same person. So there are some things that have been hidden from you, but intuitively you may already know what they are. Elimination of evil. May be necessary for you to sage your space. There may have been some rumors spread. And if somebody has been sending you negative energy, your return to sender is working. If you are doing that, now this is interesting. Lotus eye, enlightenment visible through the eyes, third eye, reflection of cosmic energy within. And I think that even if they have some way to see you, look at you, whether you're posting stuff on social medias or whatever. Okay, this one's also in the reverse. Fall down 7, get up 8, rise determined, unbreakable. But this came out in the reverse, so I kind of feel like this person, whatever, I feel like if they have gone through some type of a divorce, like I did say, they may have lost everything. They may have lost everything. And they're at a point connected to this tower. They're at a point where they're probably so low. There has been a shift. They're on the bottom half of the wheel. They may be having a really hard time getting back up. Yes, great fortune, big luck in the reverse. So they may have they may have had some shifts, especially if there was a divorce. And if they come towards you, it's a scheme to deceive you, deception, gaslighting, and manipulation. So pay close attention to what returns to you during this retrograde season, okay? Yeah, black magic. That somebody has been out here using black magic. If you want peace, prepare for war. Reflections, changing of the tides, secrets and shadows. I'm going to take one more. Ascend to the highest level of human existence. All right, so one more. Eye to eye with the demons within. Yeah. So for me, because I'm like looking at the ascend to the highest level of human existence and this eye to eye card, it kind of gives me this energy, especially with this reflections and secrets, shadows. This kind of gives me the energy of you may have someone coming towards you. I feel like it's going to be somewhat of a test. So it's going to really require you to be grounded. It's going to be required of you to use your discernment when you're dealing with these people, especially if it's somebody that you've already, moved away from, walked away from, you went no contact, whatever. Okay. I don't want you to be like surprised when somebody happens to reach out to you, or if you run into somebody out in the streets or whatever, and it's somebody that you've severed ties with. I don't want you to be alarmed, but I also want you to be prepared for the BS. Okay. I do feel it's going to be very important that you have done your shadow work. You've integrated your shadow so that when this person or anybody tries to approach you, that you can see that it's a game. It's a game. All right. No, I'm not going to take those because I didn't shuffle good. Ooh, I like it. New life. Oh. Child. Just the cards that I have out here. It's funny because the cards on the outside are really good cards. The cards in the middle are like, eh. It almost feels as though somebody wants to try to come back towards you or whatever, or try to like re-engage. They may view you as a part of their 10 of cups. This energy literally could, this whole row could be you. It could be like, okay, in order for you to come back to be a part of my life, I have very specific requirements in order for you to prove your loyalty. And that does require work. You're going to have to put in a whole lot of effort in order for me to even want to entertain or engage with you. If somebody chooses to come back into your life, it's almost as if, because what it feels like, it's like, say if in the past you were the one that was always giving to the connection, it's almost like, all right, if you're going to come back, I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to kick my feet up, and you're going to do everything. You're going to do everything. I'm not doing anything. And they know that. They know that. They're trying to figure out a way to get a message to you, or to at least communicate with you. But I do think that this person does also recognize what would have to be done in order for them to be a part of your life, or in order for them to find You know, in order for you to even entertain like the middle ground, they'd have to put a whole hell of a lot of effort in order for that to happen. I can't help but look at this card over here. It's a trick, a scheme to deceive you, deception, gaslighting, and manipulation. And if they're coming in, they got a limited amount of time to even do it. Here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing. And I said it, if they wanted you or if they want to be a part of your life, there's a whole hell of a lot of work in order to make it happen. As of right now, especially if this has something to do with a family dynamic, doesn't have to be family, but in the event that it is, or if you've had a family with them, if this is somebody that you have children with, and I hadn't said, I mean, I said it before the cards were even out here, but it's like, if you want to reconcile, if you're trying to like kumbaya, and this is not even when I say reconciliation does not mean reunion. Reconciliation is just, okay, we're going to sit and talk and hash this shit out. We're going to look at the trash on both sides of the street, right? Because all relationships, there's two people, well, should be two people in the relationship, but each person has some responsibility of whatever, you know, however things went down. You played your part. They played their part. Okay? But it says right, it's like literally right here, and I feel like this person does know that in order for them, because you know when the cards are in the reverse, I like to see what would need to happen in order for it to flip into the upright. So in order for you to reconcile, to even entertain reconciling with this person, whoever it is, you require certain things to be done. There is a level of work that this person realizes that they have to do, and it almost feels like they're running out of time here. They got a certain amount of time, or had a certain amount of time, where they could have actually come in to try to fix things and make things better. But unless they do, and it's kind of like, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't never entertain the whole my way or the highway thought process. But in this particular situation, it almost is calling for that. It's like, if you are trying to reconcile with me, this is what has to happen. It would have to be like this. And it's going to require a whole hell of a lot of work. And if you're not interested in putting that work in, I don't have nothing else to say. That's what this looks like. Ah, there lies the rub. Nope. Here's the thing. I'm going to be very honest. I don't like this energy, and I don't like it because based on the cards that I have out here, never mind even the tarot. I'm not even thinking about the tarot right now. I don't care about the backstory. I feel like the only reason, I've said this before, I've said this in many, many, many readings. I feel like the only reason why this person, whoever this person is, and literally, like, I'm thinking for myself, like, I've cut off so many people from my life, like, it could be anybody. Whoever this person is, they were never loyal to you. They've not been loyal to you, but they also refuse to let go of your energy. The only reason why I feel like they want to come back or try to reconcile with you is because they need your help. I do not want that to be a reason for somebody to come back into my life, because you need me to help you. And it feels very much like the circumstance that this person has found themselves in it is a creation of their own making. So they may want to come back to reconcile so that you can help get them out of the problem that they're faced with right now, but they got themselves in the position that they're in. It ain't for you to clean up. Okay? And this is a note for you. I feel like if you, I can't stress this enough. We do not interrupt other people's karma. When folks are going through some really funky shit, maybe you should ask them, how did they get there? And if they start to fix their mouth and say, I don't know what happened, that's bullshit. Let's keep it a buck. That's bullshit. Folks know what the hell they were doing to get themselves in the positions that they find themselves in. This person has found themselves in a position, in a situation of their own making. This very much is a reflection of who they are, and you'll be able to see it. I also feel like this person's a little bit stressed out because they may also feel as though they may intuitively also understand that it's a long shot. A long, long shot that you would even entertain them. So they're thinking about it and it's stressing them out. Oh no. And the thing about this, let me tell you. Yep. Okay. So let's yeah. Okay. So I'm going to just put this out there. Number one, collective, I feel like for you, if this person should approach you, and I do have the soulmate card out here. Again, soulmates aren't always romantic. I do feel as though you will be able to tell immediately. I pray that those of you who've been following my channel for any length of time, I feel confident, and this could be just me projecting my own energy onto it. I feel confident enough that you will know when this person, whoever it is, when they approach you trying to gaslight you like, I love you, I miss you, blah, 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 blah. Because you, I love these cards. You will be if you're already in this very grounded position, like you have a very healthy understanding of what the circumstances are, you will be able to clearly see. Even if you take a gander and you listen to whatever this person has to say, you're going to understand why their life may be on fire. Even if they don't give you all of the details, you will hear enough to know that whatever they're going through is because of the decisions that they have made. You have been divinely guided away from the situation, away from this person, away from the relationship for a reason. And if you take action to help this person, you are literally going back into the fray of learning a lesson that you've already learned. As Mercury is getting ready to go retrograde, I've been saying for decades now, get right or get dragged. If you don't learn the lesson now, you'll just keep repeating this shit over and over again. I feel like you've learned enough to know that if you take action towards something that is not in alignment with you for your greatest good, I don't give a damn about what they got going on. I don't care about their greatest good. We're talking about you, okay? if you decide to engage with them, like I said, I don't mind you hearing them out. You can hear them out and listen to whatever they got to say. But if you take action towards it, child, you're just going to end up repeating a cycle that you've already outgrown. You've already learned the lesson. You do not need to do this shit again. Okay? You do not need to do it again. Unless you think you need a refresher course, you don't need to do it again. Okay? Let's grab a couple of Angel Answers cards, because I got a client coming up in a minute. Oop. Romance. You're ready. And for those of you who are single and ready to mingle, this kind of gives me the energy of like, you're ready for the next level. You're ready for the next relationship, especially if you've done all the healing work that you can do to overcome whatever this shit is. All right. Grab these 3 cards. We have perfect timing. Ask your angels. And if you have a question, the answer is unlikely. Let's grab some truth cards. Change perspective. Thinking of you. The synchronicity of 1414 may be of significance. Stop reaching out. Family influence. Avoidance. Communication is coming. Someone is having sex. And if somebody is having sex, you might need to go see a doctor. All right. Here we have yes, red flags, business, friendship. Lonely, not going back to the ex, just busy, relationship will go to the next level. Texting, no other interests. It's not you, it's them. Consistent. Someone is waiting for you to reach out. Sexual desires. Home changes. And regrets choices. Bottom of the deck, commitment issues. That kind of goes back to the first part of the reading. All right, so again, I have a bunch of 14 cards out here. So 1414 may be a very significant synchronicity for you. 1414 or 414 or 444. I also have 1313, 1010, 6677. I had a gang of 14 cards out here. 911. All right, let's look at the dates out here. And it's going to be pretty quickly because I don't have a bunch of numbers out here that are of date range. All right. So I don't have any dates in January. I have no dates in February. I have March the 4th, the 5th, the 7th, March 10, March 13. April the 6th, 7th, 10th, 11th, 9th, and 14th. April the 5th, April the 13th, April the 3rd. April the 4th. April the 13th might be really significant because I got 413 out here a few times, or the synchronicity of 413. I have May 3rd, May 4th, May 6th, May 7th, May 10th, May 13th, and May 14th. I've got June the 4th, June the 7th, June the 9th, June 11, June 14, June 5th, July the 3rd, July the 4th, July the 5th, July 9th, July 10. No dates in August. I have September the 4th, 5th, 6th, 10th, 13th, and 14th. September the 11th, September 7th. I have October the 3rd, October the 4th, October the 5th, October the 7th, October the 14th, October the 9th, October the 13th. October 13 may be also an important date because I have that out here a couple of times too. October, November the 4th, 6th, 9th. And no dates in December. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If any parts of this reading resonated for you, gave you clarity or confirmation over your own story or situation, give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate into the algorithm. Also, 133. That just jumped out at me. I heard say it. 133. 133 may also be an important synchronicity for you. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know if this resonates for you. Thank you for all the likes, shares, subscribes, tips, donations, all the new bookings, all the new clients. Thank you, thank you, thank you. While we're still in Cancer season for the short period of time, if you want to book your live Cancer session with me, a live reading, get in where you fit in because Cancer season is about to wrap up and right before we switch over to the next sign. All right, so yeah, maybe I'll come back. I might do a live later on today. I gotta see how my day is looking, but we may do a live a little bit later. All right, I love you guys. Take care.